That's all I want.
What's up guys, welcome to today's video. For the last like 2 or 3 weeks I've been stuck. I haven't been losing any body fat. Basically like I'm at a plateau. So I'm sure you guys have been there and you guys might be trying to figure out what to do to lose body fat. And I know it can be very frustrating if you don't know what to do. As you guys saw in the thumbnail, that was actually me in college. My goal at the time was to be a fitness model and I wanted to have a six-pack and have like a super aesthetic physique. I didn't really know what I was doing though, so it got kind of frustrating. It wasn't until I learned later on what I was doing, how to track my macros, how much cardio I needed to do, and what type of workouts that I should be doing, that I was able to actually change my physique. So the other picture was probably about a year later. So I had a complete change, maybe a year and a half, but definitely saw a huge change. It wasn't until I started tracking my macros, which if you guys are wondering like what macros are or how to track them, I have a few videos here you guys can click. It'll explain how to calculate your own macros, how to use MyFitnessPal, it's a really easy app to use, and how to weigh your food. So tip number 1 is definitely track your macros. You have to be in a calorie deficit in order to lose body fat. That just means eating less calories than your body needs to stay at the same weight. So tip number 1, guys, is make sure that you're tracking your macros. For me right now, I haven't been too strict on my macros, so I've got to tighten things up and make sure that I'm on point with my macros. So that's why I'm using a food scale. I'm weighing out my food, making sure that I have the proper amount is the most important thing. Tip number 2, guys, is to eat as much whole foods as you can. I do what's called flexible dieting, so it's basically all focused on the numbers, but in reality, you don't want to eat like junk food all the time. My first show, I couldn't cook at the house because we lived with my in-laws, and I just had to eat like Chick-fil-A. I was eating food from the gas station, Olive Garden.
Look at that, guys. Nom nom nom.
And it was just, I had to make do with what I could, but I was eating a lot of processed foods and I would get really hungry throughout the day and it just wasn't like fueling my workouts. So I'm gonna go to the gym in probably like the next hour and a half. So I'm gonna have a pretty good sized bowl of oatmeal with some peanut butter, a little bit of chocolate chips. I just use like 11 grams to be exact, just to give it a little bit more flavor. And then I've also got a protein shake with some protein and then some frozen mangoes. This is the coconut ice cream one from 1UP. You guys can use my discount code MW to save you 20%. But yeah, I'm definitely trying to eat more whole foods. That way I can give my body the fuel that it needs. It also has more fiber, like whole foods, fruits, vegetables that have a lot of fiber, which helps keep your body full and you don't get as hungry throughout the day. So within, tracking your macros, the next tip really ties into that. Make sure you're eating whole foods. So even if you are tracking your macros and you're not eating whole foods, it's gonna make it a little bit more difficult. So guys, I'm gonna make up my pre-workout right now and then I will give you guys tip number 3 at the gym. I just got done with my cardio, guys. I did 25 minutes on the Stairmaster. I ended up coming outside because the music's pretty loud. I don't want to get like a copyright violation on my channel. So I did 25 minutes on the Stairmaster. I wanted to give you guys tip number 3 though. When you're doing your workouts while you're cutting, my main focus is on building or maintaining muscle. So I keep my workouts the exact same, whether I was doing my bulk or a cut, they're almost exactly the same. So I do bench press, I do my incline press, basically all the same exercises. Today I was a little bit short on time, so I cut the rest times down a little bit. So I was resting probably 30 to 40 seconds at the most in between my sets, doing a lot of supersets. But those are things that I do when I'm building muscle. What it does though is it gets your heart rate up, you're burning more calories, and that just increases the calorie deficit that you're creating. So mainly using diet, but working out also adds to your calorie expenditure for the day and helps you maintain that calorie deficit. So cutting out the rest times. I got my heart rate up on my watch. It was around like 125, 130, so pretty high. That's tip number 3, guys. Just keep your workouts the same. On my program is live, guys, on my website. It's the exact program that I'm following on a typical day. Today I had to go a little bit off script, but that program is going to give you guys all the workouts that you need while you're cutting or while you're bulking. You can use it for either one. Tip number 4, guys, is do your cardio. Start off small though, guys. Don't start off doing an hour of cardio. I started off my cut doing 20 minutes. I know that toward the end I'm gonna have to be up at 45 minutes 6 days a week, but I don't want to start off at that, because where am I gonna go from there? I'm not gonna be doing 2 hours of cardio at the end of my cut. That's gonna be way too much and you're gonna wreck your metabolism. So start off small, 20 minutes, 2-3 times a week, gradually increase it, and you can go in 5-minute increments and then gradually up the amount of days that you're doing. I know I'm gonna max out at 6 times. If at 45 minutes I'm not quite as shredded as I want to be, I'll go 50 minutes. That's fine, but just do your cardio and gradually increase it. So back at the house now, guys, I'm actually gonna have a protein shake, finish off my macros. I need a little bit more protein, but this is gonna be pretty close. So I actually have a bonus tip. It's gonna be tip number 5. Has nothing to do with nutrition, training, or anything like that, but I feel like this is the most important one of all of the other ones. And it's actually making a goal, like a big goal, whatever it is. It might not even be that big of a deal. At the 120 days, at the end of 120 days, I don't have a competition. I don't have like a photo shoot or anything, but I have to, in my mind, I have to make it a big deal. So I have to make this bigger than doing any competition. It's actually harder not having like a real like end goal. So I have to make this, whatever it is, really important. And once you decide that you're gonna do something and you commit to it, then that's when it becomes a lot easier to do your cardio. It becomes a lot easier to hit your macros and do your workouts. Until you decide, there's gonna be days when you say, oh, I don't really feel like doing this. I don't want to go to the gym today. I don't want to do my cardio today. I don't want to train abs. Like, there's always gonna be something that comes up. But once you commit, it's gonna be a lot easier to do the rest of the other tips that I gave you guys earlier. So once you commit, you're gonna be able to do those things, and that's gonna lead you to losing body fat. But I hope those tips were helpful, guys. I know it can be a struggle trying to lose body fat, trying to, do your cardio and everything. But if you just focus on your goal and why you're doing this in the first place, it's going to be a lot easier, and you'll be able to keep going when times get tough. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it was helpful. If you have any questions or anything, just leave a comment down below, and I will get to you guys as soon as I can. But thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.